Hello, everyone. Today, we're going to look into how to orchestrate AWS Lambda functions with Pliant.io. Now, even though we're showing AWS Lambda today, this really applies to any serverless platform out there. Essentially, what we are doing is we're dynamically importing the Lambda functions and the methods that they have been exposed through in the API gateway. We're importing those into Pliant. And then inside the Pliant visual environment, you can begin to assemble those functions, such as the microservices that they are, into, again, complex workflows that are quite robust because of all the logging and error checking and such that exists inside Pliant. So what we're doing really is giving you the ability to take these serverless microservices that you're creating that are part of your business, and you can also link them to other components of the business, things that such as the infrastructure, such as other business processes, without having to develop any code, doing it quite quickly, again doing it in a very robust environment with a lot of logging and security and user permissions. But enough talk, let's jump into it and see how we do it. So what I'm going to do here is share my screen. And as we look at things, we can see the Lambda functions we built. Now, this is a demo, so we're trying to keep things simple. We have four functions: subtraction, addition, division, multiplication, right? So for each one of those, we have built tiny little piece of code. Again, we wanted to make it as simple as possible. And then we went ahead and exposed it inside a simple API. And again, is just one get method for each one of those functions, giving us an endpoint that we can call externally from Pliant. So then inside Pliant, what we have done as we log in is we have imported them dynamically, enumerated them, and given them to our users to take advantage of. So we can see here on the right in our integration list, the Lambda dropdown, and here are our four functions. What we have also done, again for the demo, is we have built a quick workflow to sort of highlight how we can use these functions. Now, in here we have our result variable, which is going to be what helps us to output the result at the end. And we have started simple. We have this function where we're adding, multiplying 8 by 10. The result then, as we can see, the result from block A2, the product thereof, is then we add 4 to it. So 84. Then we divide it by 2. And if you don't see where that is taking us yet, we are outputting the result. And when we run the workflow, we are going to see that, not surprisingly, it ends up being 42. Funny how that number keeps popping up. So this essentially shows us how we are adding the functions together, how we can assemble them. We can, of course, do a little workflow ourselves. So let's go ahead and start a new one. We're going to call this one Lambda demo. And let's go ahead and add a few functions. So we can start off by a simple adder. And how about something simple? So simple add. What's more simple than 2 plus 2, right? Let's go ahead and add a result so we can output our result on the screen. So we need to then assign the result to a result. Um, Here it is. So the variable we just created, which is called res, we're going to go ahead and assign it the value of simple add. Now, when we run, oops, sorry. So simple add result sum. Okay, so if you notice, we're actually importing the entire schema of the Lambda functions. As you can see, each Lambda function had two parameters, A and B, and it also has a result, which depends on the particular operation we're doing. So in the case of summing, the result is called sum. and we'll see in a second what the other ones are called. So as I run this guy, we should hopefully get a result of 4. And there it is. Okay. So now that we have some confidence that we know how to math, we can now go ahead and multiply this by another number. So we can take the result of 4. I'm sorry, the result of our previous block of simple add, um, result sum, and we can call this, let's call it square. Yeah? Because what we're going to do here is we're going to square this number. We're going to multiply it by itself. So we're going to use the result of simple add again, result sum, and our output variable will no longer be the result of simple add. Now we're going to make it the result of square. Now, because square is multiplication, the result of a multiplication is called a product. And again, as you can see, the entire schema, not just the parameters, but also the output, has been imported and is being validated by Pliant. So when we go ahead and run the workflow now, we should see a result, hopefully, of 16. And there it is. And again, we can keep going. We can throw in multiplication. We can throw in other operations. And ultimately, we can also put in logical operations, such as if. We can throw in for each. We can also tie it to other parts, to other systems. So the point here obviously is not to build a calculator. There is enough of those. The point is we're demonstrating dynamic importing of serverless functions defined by users in a cloud environment, and then seamlessly integrating them into the orchestration workflow for all of your other business services and infrastructure. That being said, thank you guys very much for your attention. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. Have a great day.